Hello, Jumbo. Oh, you guys know the word. That's great. All right. As you can tell, I'm from Kenya, and like Lee Bagger, I'm also interested in finding out about where we came from. But I'm interested in not only where we came from, but in a broader context. You know, where did the environment that allows us to be here come from? So I have to go deeper. I have to dig deeper in time to answer this kind of question. So what I want to do is I want to take you on a safari. All right? I want to take you on a special safari. It's a time safari. We're going to go back in time. I brought my time capsule. We're going to move fast. So come on in and let's go. All right, so we're going to push back past Homo naledi. We're going to push back past Homo erectus. We're going to push back past the invention of tools. We're going to go all the way back to a place called Turkana. And there's a site called Napudet. The site is about 13 million years old. It preserves an ancient forest where there was a huge volcanic eruption that just blanketed the whole surface and buried trees. Now, at this place, we find tree trunks that are still standing, or what's left of the trees still standing upright. It buried elephants, it buried rhinos, it buried a variety of animals in this landscape. Now, so this is a difficult place to work in. Average daily temperature across the globe, this is the most hottest place in the world. And what you're looking for are these tiny little things. I mean, it's a fool's errand, but we persist. All right? So in 2014, September 2014, I remember it like it was yesterday, I was working with a small team of local Kenyans. We've been out there the whole day. Actually, we've been there for 3 weeks. We'd found nothing. And you know, we've been excavating, we've been sieving at one particular location. We found zero. At the end of the day, we're going back to our cruiser. And one of my field assistants, John Ekusi, the guy in the middle, pointing at something, starts cycling around in front of us. Actually, we wanted to smoke a cigarette. We chased him away. And he started cycling around. And he says, we asked him, man, did you find something? And he said, yeah, I think I found something. We say, what do you think you found? He said, I think I have a knee of an elephant. We were excited, a knee of an elephant. I mean, 3 weeks we hadn't seen a fossil. A whole knee of an elephant, fantastic. So we go out there, we take out a brush, we brush the top of it, and we say, lo and behold, John, this is not the knee of an elephant. What you have here, what we have here, is a skull of an ape. We can just see the top of it, but because the brow ridges are facing at the front, we know it's a primate. Most of it is buried. It is 5 p.m. We can't do anything about it. We have to go back and come back the next day. Nobody slept. We were back up at 5, and 3 hours, 4 hours of excavation, we took out the skull. And then we took it out to the synchrotron in Grenoble. We got it scanned with this powerful X-ray that allows you to peer through however tough it is. And what we find is an amazing specimen, inside and out. It is the most complete skull of an ape ever found. And it's just exquisite. Everything is preserved. And you can see in the inside as well, and what you'll see is that all the unerupted teeth are intact. The hearing apparatus, the cochlea and semicircular canal, are intact. Those are those green things. And not only that, using the scanning technology, we can slice through the teeth, blow them up, and we're able to see the growth rings on the teeth, on the enamel. When we grow, we add this daily growth ring, and we can estimate the age of this individual. And we know that this baby, this tiny baby of an ape, was about 1 year and 3 months old when it died. This is the first time this had ever been done. All right, it's the marriage of ancient techniques in paleontology and cutting-edge technology. So there you see the slice through the teeth. So it's an amazing fossil. A baby that we know belongs to a species or belongs to a group we call the Nyanza Pithecines, that we know is at the very base of our family, the one that unites us and all the apes, the gorillas, the chimpanzees, and the orangutans. So this is a time before the ancestors of the apes that you see in Asia spread out. They were all still out there in Africa. All right, so back into our capsule. We want to go back, farther back in time from 13 million years. We're going to push back to about 17 million years ago. And what do we find? There's a site that I work at on the other side of Lake Turkana, about 17 million years old. And we've been excavating there for 3 years. And what we've discovered is this amazing array of fossils. There are 5 different species of elephants represented in what we found in this little place so far. And there are 5 different ape species also represented in this place that we've found so far. So you push back into Africa today. I mean, in Africa today, you have 2 elephant species. You push back 20 million years ago, we had 5 in one place. And I'm pretty sure that if we did a sampling through the entire Africa at that time, we probably had about at least a dozen species of elephants wandering throughout Africa. So imagine, I mean, a safari where you encounter 12 different species, 5 different species of elephants, 5 different species of apes, big ones, small ones, all living in the same place at the same time. That was what Africa was like. So what we want to know is what happened. How did we go from this heavily forested, tons of elephants, rhinos, and primates, apes, to the Africa that we have today, with 1 elephant species or 2 elephant species left, grasslands? You know, what happened? And the clue comes from a whale. 17 million years ago at another site, we get back into a capsule, we have discovered, or we discovered back in the 60s, the skull of a small whale. And it belongs to the group that are generally called the beaked whales. And the problem is this. In Turkana now, where the whale was found, is almost 800 kilometers from the coastline. And 800 kilometers above sea level, about 1 kilometer above sea level. What the hell is a whale doing up there? We call it a whale of a problem. And to solve this problem, because we think it is the key to us understanding how Africa went from what we know existed in the past to the Africa that made it possible for us to evolve, this whale holds the key. So I put together a large team of scientists that include technophysicists. They have people who reconstruct climates. We have paleontologists. We have, in total, about 28 people involved in this project to crack this problem. And what we think is that at the time when the whale ended up where it ended up, this area was not that high, and it wasn't so far away from the coastline. And the Rift Valley, the Great Rift Valley, where the Turkana Basin now lies, where this baby ape was found, where this whale was found, the Turkana Basin then, we think, was no more than maybe 20 kilometers away from the ocean. And what has happened is that as the Rift Valley spreads, and because it's a triple junction with 3 plates, some sliding past each other, as they slide past each other and you have the spread, the mantle heats up and it pushes up the whole place. So the whale it could not have been more than 200 meters when that whale ended up there. But since then, that whole area has been pushed up almost 600 meters. So I have a model here that you will see. You pay attention to that green-blue, and if it plays correctly, you will see that the blue is much further inland, and we're at 27 million years, and you'll see it spreading out, right? And so our thinking is that this uplift broke up the land, providing lots of different habitats. It changed the air currents. It caused the climate to change. Things got drier. The forests disappeared. As this forest disappeared, we also had migration of mammals from Eurasia into Africa. This drying up and the opening up of the savannas is what made it possible for us to evolve. So when we go back in time, what we learn from our time travel is that we've been through some improbable times. We've been through these massive changes in climate, massive changes in how the geology and the surface of the land looked like in Africa. We've survived all of this. And so I am confident that with the modern technology that we have and with the unity of purpose, we can solve the problems that we have and make it through another 1 million years. Thank you.